This is my Chunkman account. With a mere chunk in his possession and a dream in his heart, he began his quest to conquer the vast expanse of old-school RuneScape's landmass. He started his journey from humble beginnings in Lumbridge, but with an arsenal of custom tasks, he has faced and overcome countless challenges. His journey has taken him through the trials of total level grinding, epic quests, mysterious clues, and perilous encounters with fearsome bosses, all in order to unlock new chunks of land. Now halfway through the journey, the road ahead may be paved with even greater challenges, but with each obstacle overcome, he moves closer to his goal. So welcome to the second half of Chunkman ddk. Last episode we went on a Slayer adventure and reached 10 kill count for Jad and up to 100 kill count for Cerberus, which resulted in unlocking 4 chunks. At Cerberus we also did some combat achievements, which then unlocked another chunk for 5 chunks in total. The chunks we unlocked were the top part of Zulrah Shrine, the chunk just below the Kraken Cove, the main Miscellanea chunk, Zemurigal's Fortress, and finally the Piscatoris chunk with the Fairy Ring. As we have been rolling pretty bad chunks lately, our choices are actually fairly limited on what we can do now to get other chunks. As we have done a lot of Slayer last episodes and we've gotten quite some nice stats, I think it's time to maybe just bite the bullet and do one of the quests that I could have been doing, but I wasn't because I didn't think we would make it. And one of them is Sins of the Father, which we are going to do. The other is Night at the Theater, but that one is a little bit more difficult and I think we need like a lot better gear. So let's do Sins of the Father. This is also a very long quest, so I'll keep it to the cliff notes, otherwise we'll either get an episode of like an hour, and I like to keep it somewhat brief, so let's see with Veliav what is going on here in the Town of Sleep. Apparently here in the Town of Sleep there has been a resurgence of a sickness that causes all of the people to fall asleep and become immortal, and the vampires have been sighted, so this is an indicator they might be involved. So we will have to look into the strange illness to see what is going on here. We've traced the strange illness to a dungeon here where we can find our nemesis Venstrom Klaus together with Damien Lecourt, a new vampire we haven't met yet, and a vampire juvenile who is called Croy, which is making bloody bracers, which is a kind of recipe that extends their lives, but it makes them fall asleep into a very deep slumber, and which is actually perfect for the vampires as they can pretty much keep their livestock alive for much longer, which means they can just tide them very easily. Killed Croy and all of the lab equipment, so they cannot make more of the potions. With the problems in Sleep somewhat sorted, we turn our attention to the werewolves, as they have been kidnapping a lot of people, a lot more than usual, which seems to be an indication, just like the one thing in Sleep, that the vampire population is growing too large and they do not have enough blood tides to sustain them. Ivan was on his way to look into a meeting the werewolves have, so let's see how that goes. There's the exchange with the werewolves and the vampires. Also, Damien Lecourt is the one behind this, so it seems like he's making some name for himself by collecting all of the blood tides. Just after the meeting with the werewolves, Vaneskura comes out of the trees and makes us a proposal to kill her other brother, Lower Neil Drakan, the leader of the vampires, and she wants to give us a plan to do that, but we need to go to the Icene graveyard. Seems a bit dangerous, but what do we have to lose if we can actually kill Lower Neil Drakan? With the shortage of blood and humans, the Society of Vampires isn't really happy with the leader Lower Neil Drakan, and Vaneskura wants to change that by just killing him, ruling over the vampires in his stead, and having a better society for humans and vampires alike. So her plan to let us kill him is to bring all of us in as prisoners, and that would be something that Lower Neil would not be able to ignore. So that would be the perfect chance to actually go and kill him. The Icene Graveyard was not just any place where Vaneshcleo wanted us to go. It was mainly because of Sophalon Hollow, and apparently he's half Icene, half human, and a member of the royal family from the day that the lands here were still called Hallowvale. His mother was taken captive by Lower Neil Drakon, and his father was vampirified and now goes by the name Venstrom Klaus. The current Evandis flail will not be enough to be able to kill Lower Neil, so we went back to the Heim Alchemy lab and we found another book. With that book, we now know that we need some blister wood to upgrade our flail, but the problem is that the tree is over here inside of the capital city of Darkmire. So we were making a disguise for a Fire Noble, but the thing is they are unscented, and that would mean that the vampires would immediately notice that we are not like them. To make them scented, we're just going to kill a vampire, and the easiest one to kill is Damien, as he is still here in sleep, so he should be easy to kill. And there we have one dead vampire, and now we have a Fire Noble gear, which are scented, which will be perfect to infiltrate. It took a bit of time to actually get in the Arboretum and get the logs, but we have them. Time to actually make ourselves a better weapon. There we go, that's a blisterwood sickle with a ruby embedded into it, and then we can use the Evandis flail with it to get a blisterwood flail. We have everything we need to try and kill Lower Neil Drakon. So let's gear up and let's see how this goes. Going into the castle grounds, and there's Venstrom Klaus. And a bit later, the big bad evil Lower Neil Drakon is there as well. Oh, but it seems like he already knows that this is a ruse to kill him. He does not seem to be happy with Vaneshcleo, and there go her Vampirium guards. And there she goes as well. And there go a couple of the Myarchy. We were not with a lot of people, but now we are with even less people. And it seems we will have to deal with Venstrom while Lower Neil takes away his sister. Sophalon tries to plead to his once before father, but it is to no avail. It's time to fight. First phase down. Now the real work begins. And we did it. That is Venstrom Klaus down. Sophalon tries to reason with his father again, but he just mentions that there is nothing left of what his father used to be, and then he uses his powers to finish him. It's time to get out of here though, as the vampires are not really happy with us. We will have to leave Sophalon as he does not seem to recover from killing his father. So we are going to run and teleport out. With only Valiav and Ivan still left at the Myarchy hideout together with us, Sophalon captured, and all of the other Myarchy people dead. That is the end of the quest. We get 2 quest points, access to Darkmire, a Tome of Experience, access to Blisterwood equipment. We now can also teleport to Darkmire with the Dracon's Amulet. And the Tome of Experience is going to go all into Herblore. If we use 1, that's already a level 80. We need one more if we want to be able to make our own Cerebrus. So let's just put all of the rest of the experience also in Herblore. And that is it. We got 37% of the level. We only need 130k more, so maybe in the near future, I think even with the herbs in the bank, that should be enough to get there, and then we'll finally be able to make our own brews without having to boost. But yeah, quest done, and the quest line is almost finished. Only one more, but that will be for next year. I'm very keen to know what will happen at the very end of the Myarchy quest line. But for now, that's a quest completed, so let's complete that task on our dashboard. And then let's see if we can actually get a good chunk for once. We could have completed this quest quite a while ago, but I really wasn't sure how that last battle would be because I've seen a lot of people struggle with it. But I've made like a massive amount of mistakes during that fight and we still managed to get it first try. So very happy that we actually did it. Sins of the Father have been completed. That is our 112th quest chunk and our 362nd landmass chunk. And then back to the map we go. Last chunk we unlocked was the Fairy Ring part of the Piscatores region. It's a pretty good one because we now have easy access than like otherwise we would probably have to teleport to the outpost and then walk up here. So kind of happy that we have some easy entrance into this part of the map. But we're really looking forward to getting the one next to it with the Kraken Cove. Other than that, we also have the Piscatores fishing colony that is now unlockable. There's a quest here as well, so I think this is also a very good chunk to unlock. I'm not really sure if we have everything, but I think so. So the amount of chunks that give us something to do is actually expanding more and more chunks we actually roll, so eventually we should get one right. Let's see if it is today or if we will have to do something else. Let's pick a chunk. Oh, the entrance to the Fremennik Slayer Cave. This has been unlockable for like the last 100 chunks or something, and we finally have it. Why is this important? Well, just one thing actually. The Slayer Cave is something we need for a quest. But for the rest, except for that one quest which we are going to do right after this, I know the apple tree here is necessary for the Relica quest, so this will come in handy later. And this is the fairy ring here, so that's also really nice to have. So in general, I'm actually really happy with this, that we finally have something else to do. So let's go do it. It's been a while since we had to unlock a chunk that we are going to, because we really need it. Let's go to the world map. Let's go to the chunk we have unlocked. Let's unlock it. And then for the fairy ring, this is AJR. So let's go there. Look at that. An entire new chunk for us to walk around in, and the most important thing here is the cave entrance, as we now have access to like a lot of Slayer creatures, in particular the Kurasks and the Turats. Well, the Kurasks mostly because those are Slayer tasks we actually have to skip, and we finally do not have to skip them anymore with the unlock of this chunk, so really happy with that. That's gonna save us a lot of Slayer points in the end. But why is this cave so important? And that's because of the Kurasks themselves, not because we can now kill them and get the axe there. No, because of the quest. It was actually the last monster we needed to be able to do the Rag and Boneman 2 quest. So for this we need a lot of bones, and one of them is a basilisk. Not a Turat, a basilisk is what we need. I really thought it was a Kuras, but okay, it's a basilisk. So with that now, we can finally get everything out of this way and finally complete this quest. we've already gotten some of the bones already just by killing everything. Let's just get them all, make sure they are clean, and then let's complete the quest. Also, now that I notice that it isn't corals but basilisks that we needed, I'm going to have to go back and buy a shield for protection. So I'll have to come back here. But one thing here is that you can see we have a Slayer ring. This can teleport us to the Fremenic dungeon. So we could have already gotten here, but I opted to not do that because I found it a little bit silly that we could get here. Like here it says you can get in with the Slayer ring. I thought it was kind of stupid that we could get in like with the Slayer ring without unlocking the chunk. So I opted against unlocking the quest sooner, but now that we have the chunk, it's all free real estate. So let's go get that shield. Let's kill some basilisks for the bones. This shouldn't take all that long, like it's 34 now. Let's see how long it takes to collect like what, 20-30 bones. And then almost on the dot, 1 hour later. This should be the last bone we need. This takes way too long to just clean them, but look at that. Last one. Let's talk to the old man to give him all of the bones he wanted. And for our troubles, we can either get a helm or a bone sack. I'm gonna use the helm, I guess, because it's a prayer item. Not really sure if it's better or worse than the miters we have, but let's see. And that's of course the end of the quest as well. 1 quest point, 5000 prayer experience, probably the most useful thing here. And a ram skull helm. What is this? Wait, I thought this was a prayer item. Huh, apparently it's not, so I'm probably just gonna drop it. Yes. Okay, but like 1 hour to complete the entire quest, not bad. But after this, we don't really unlock anything new, so let's see if we can get a back-to-back good chunk. I almost forgot how pleasing it is that we can actually get some chunks really fast. Another quest completed, Rag and Bone Man 2. Let's press the complete button for our 113th quest and 363rd landmass chunk unlocked. And back to the map we go. The chunk we unlocked with the Slayer Cave in Fremenic was unlockable for so long that we pretty much unlocked everything around it, or everything was already unlockable. So that's a good thing, because now we only have 59 chunks we can roll. So that's again 1 less chunk that we can roll in general. And let's see if we can actually get the back-to-back good chunk or not. Let's pick a chunk. Ooh, that is not a back-to-back. We're like pretty much missing 2 out of 3 chunks in the Velvet Hills that were actually good for the account. Like good and not we need for the quest, and the second part of the Corsair Cove is what we need for another quest. Like Mid's Guild is something for very late in the account, like we need Bone Voyage and such. So yeah, that's not something we want to unlock anytime soon, but yeah, the chunk above it is like, there's some resources here, but that's about it. I don't think we can actually get in here, but like there's an entrance here, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe with this agility shortcut, I'm not sure, but I don't think this is useful right about now. So yeah, okay, it's time to explore our newest dungeon. And what we are going to do is actually kill a Kurask just once, because that is actually a combat task. So over here you can see Master of Broad Weaponry, kill a Kurask. Very easy, but we just need to have access to it, of course. So that's going to be one that we will do, which will be 113. We need 115 for our next chunk that way. And what I was thinking was, we still have our Cerberus task. We still have 1 left to do here, and it's actually a very easy one, and it's just killing Cerberus 150 times. We still have enough KC on our Slayer task to do this, so we're just going to go back and kill Cerberus 50 more times. Maybe we can get a little lucky and get a drop, as we will go over the drop rate for any item from Cerberus, so that would be nice. But then we're still missing 1, and what I was thinking of was The Tombs of a Mascot still have 13 left, like the entry mode has 2 left, but they are all KC tasks, and the faster task is actually in the normal Tombs of a Mascot. And what we are going to try, and well, we will complete it, I don't think it's that difficult, we just need to heal a lot, but we will be doing no skipping allowed, which is defeating Baba without attacking the non-weakened boulders, but we can just get all of the damage by standing in the corner and just sipping on brews. So this is actually very easy. We don't actually need to attack any of the boulders, so I think this is going to be fairly easy. And with those 3 we will be 115, so that will be another chunk that way. So first up, let's kill a Karask. And well, that didn't take long. We were extremely accurate, but there is Master of Broad Weaponry completed. And there we go, that should be it. Yes, there we go. No skipping allowed. Took us, 4 minutes for the first room and then 5 minutes for the actual fight. Took us a couple of brews, but that's 1 more. And that's now just 1 left, the Cerberus KC, to get the new chunk. And there's kill number 150 of Cerberus for the Cerberus Master Combat Achievement, which in turn gives us the 115th combat task completed as well, which is a chunk. So let's go and complete that one, as I'm particularly interested in what chunk we are going to get. Our 23rd combat achievement task, 115 combat tasks are completed, and that now also brings us up to 364 chunks unlocked. Last chunk we unlocked was the research area here in the Feldub Hills. It's actually quite good, as everything around it was already unlocked or unlockable, so our amount of chunks we can actually roll is down to 58, which gives us better odds to getting a good one. So let's see if we can actually get one of the good ones. Let's pick a chunk. Okay. First of all, a water chunk, getting closer to Varlamore. But water chunk is not a landmass chunk, so that's a reroll. Let's try again. Let's pick a chunk. Okay, another water chunk. Really close to the Kraken Cove. Really want that chunk. But 2 water chunks in a row. Let's see if the third one is what we are looking for. Let's pick a chunk. Oh god. Okay, that's 3 times a water chunk, and it only unlocks water chunks. Like, this one is an extra water chunk, these 2 are extra water chunks, these 2 are also extra water chunks. So the odds of getting a good chunk didn't really change, so 4 times a charm, maybe? Let's pick a chunk. Oh, yes! Yes! Oh, yes! Oh, that's amazing. The Kraken Cove. We had the near miss here. But, oh, yes. We can't go to the Kraken boss. That's so good. That's so good. Like a couple of chunks ago, we rolled the fairy ring to get there. We also rolled the one below it, and now we can actually get there. It's going to be very easy with the fairy ring just to get there. Oh, this is going to be so amazing to probably just get 4 tasks out of the way to get to 250 KC, and I'm not really sure how many combat achievements the Kraken has, but I imagine we can probably do all of them as well. So, oh yes, very happy to get this amazing chunk. And that's where we're going to end today's episode. We first of all rolled a decent chunk with the Fremennik Slayer Cave, and that was a very good setup to get an amazing chunk with the Kraken Cove. So next time we're definitely going to kill some Kraken and see what kinds of good rewards and good chunks we can get from our newest unlocked boss. So see you there, and for the rest, have an amazing day.